The building behind the constable's quarters is a barracks that used to be occupied by guards for the caravans traveling through the dim forest. The barracks is empty. The air is still, the barracks windows dark and its door slightly ajar, creaking in the breeze. Magnus grunts, his pragmatic nature on alert.
Used to be guards here, but it's empty now. Let's take a quick look.
Brenton, his sly eyes scanning the building, nods.
Might be something left behind. Worth a peek.
He steps forward, pushing the door open. The barracks is indeed empty, its bunks bare and the air thick with dust. Ruskin, his mischievous grin fading, shrugs.
Nothing here, not even a copper. Let's move on.
Madel, her sharp mind noting the details, speaks softly.
Guards gone means no protection for caravans. Orlane's more isolated than we thought.
Hidden details. There are none to reveal. The barracks is truly empty, as described. The party steps back onto the path. The empty barracks a quiet reminder of Orlane's decline. They press on, the village's shadows growing darker. The party moves on from the empty barracks, the torchlight flickering as they approach a clean, whitewashed wooden house and barn. The faint scent of fresh milk lingers in the air. This house and barn are clean, whitewashed wooden buildings. Several cows chew their cud just outside the barn. 3 little girls playing in the yard of the house stop to gawk at your group. The girls, no older than 6, stare with wide eyes, their game forgotten. 75% chance an older sister notices. Roll. 62. She sees them. An older girl, perhaps 14, rushes out, her face tense, and hustles the little ones inside, casting a wary glance at the party. Magnus lowers his torch, his gruff voice steady.
They're scared of us, just like the others. Let's see who's in the barn.
The party approaches the barn, and a kindly man, Nowell Graven, the dairyman, emerges, wiping his hands on a rag. His voice is warm but guarded. What brings you folks here? Hidden details revealed through interaction. Nowell Graven, the dairyman, lives here with his wife, mother-in-law, and 5 daughters. He's a kindly man, concerned about Orlane, but without explanations. Gwendoline, her serene presence reassuring, speaks softly.
We're travelers looking to help Orlane. Rumors of disappearances have reached Ho-Chok.
Nowell's expression softens, his judgment deeming them friendly. I've heard the same. Folks leaving, some coming back. Strange. I don't know why, but come in for tea and cheese. Inside the house, the party sits with Nowell, his family watching curiously. He shares his concerns. Orlane's not the same. People don't talk anymore, always looking over their shoulders. I wish I knew more. Ruskin, his mischievous grin returning, sips his tea.
Sounds like a mystery worth digging into. Any idea where to start?
Nowell shakes his head. I keep to myself these days. You'd best be careful, though. Hidden details remain hidden. Nowell has 35 gold pieces and 472 silver pieces hidden in a milk can in the barn, but the party doesn't search for it. The party thanks Nowell and steps back onto the path, his words adding to the growing mystery of Orlane. The party moves on from the weaver's shop, Galen's warning about the Golden Grain Inn echoing in their minds. The torchlight flickers as they approach a large wooden inn, its eaves carved with sheaves of wheat. The inn was whitewashed at one time, but much of the paint has peeled. A sign picturing a cluster of wheat and a pitcher of beer or ale hangs over the door. A corral and stable, apparently empty, are off to the side. The inn's faded exterior and empty corral add to the village's eerie stillness. A smaller shack, an outhouse with a sagging door, sits nearby, unremarkable in the dim light. Magnus grunts, his pragmatic nature on alert.
This is the place Galen warned us about. Let's be on guard.
The party enters the common room, a large space that seems pleasant but feels off. The people inside are subdued, sitting alone or in silent groups, sipping mugs of beer from barrels behind the bar. No fires burn in the fireplaces, and the air is chilly. Hidden details. The Golden Grain Inn is a cult headquarters. The owner, Bertram Beswill, a hefty man with a hidden dagger, is a cult member. The 312 customers, roll 7, are also cult members, quietly sipping drinks. There's an 80% chance the assassin Derek Deslee is present. Roll 72, he's here. In the kitchen, Snigrot Dogroot, a short, rat-faced assassin with a magical dagger, prepares drugged drinks that can incapacitate victims. Bertram Beswill steps forward, his smile overly cheerful. "Welcome, travelers. Care for a drink? Beer, wine, or brandy? We've got food and rooms, too." Gwendolyn, her serene presence cautious, speaks softly.
We're here to learn about Orlane's troubles, disappearances, strange behavior.
Bertram's smile doesn't waver, but his eyes narrow. Reaction roll, cautious. "Troubles, just rumors. Why are you here and how long are you staying? Stay the night. I'll give you a good rate." Ruskin, his mischievous grin wary, whispers to the group,
He's too friendly. I don't like it.
Mydell, her sharp mind racing, nods.
Galen said, "This place is dangerous. We should leave. Now."
Kendrick, his boldness simmering, grips his longsword.
I say we stay and see what they're hiding.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature taking over, shakes his head.
No, we're not ready for a fight. Let's go before they try something.
The party declines Bertram's offer and quickly exits, avoiding the kitchen where Snigrot lurks. They step back onto the path, the inn's eerie atmosphere lingering behind them. Hidden details remain hidden. Bertram might have offered drugged drinks and Snigrot could have prepared them, but the party leaves before this happens. The cult members in the common room don't attack without Bertram's lead, and the outhouse holds no significance. The party hurries away from the Golden Grain Inn, the torchlight flickering as they regroup on the muddy path. The inn's eerie atmosphere lingers, and they exchange quick thoughts. Magnus grunts, his pragmatic voice low.
That place felt wrong. Too quiet. Too many eyes on us.
Brenton, his sly nature on edge, nods.
Bertram was hiding something. I could feel it. Galen was right to warn us.
Ruskin, his mischievous grin wary, adds,
I didn't like the look of those customers. We need a safer place to sleep.
They approach a small, sturdy building with open doors and windows, a sign outside depicting a gem-encrusted ring. The building is small but looks extremely sturdy. The shutters and doors are of heavy wood, reinforced with iron bands. The building's fortified appearance contrasts with its open doors, hinting at a cautious owner. Magnus steps forward, his gruff voice steady.
A jeweler's shop. Looks secure. Let's see if they've got rooms.
Inside, a thin man, Haskali Ol, the jeweler, looks up from his workbench, his overbearing wife beside him. Two guards stand nearby, one a sturdy fighter, the other a lean man posing as a fighter. Hidden details. Haskali Ol, the jeweler, and his strong-willed wife live here with two guards. Errol, a loyal fighter, and Wiley, a cult member posing as a fighter, waiting to betray them. Haskali's voice is polite but cautious. "Welcome. I'm Haskali Ul, jeweler and money changer. What brings you here?" Gwendolyn, her serene presence reassuring, speaks softly.
We're travelers seeking a safe place to stay. The Golden Grain Inn felt unwelcoming. Do you have quarters for the night?
Haskali exchanges a glance with his wife, who nods. Reaction roll, neutral. We don't have rooms, but you seem honest, he says. Business has been slow. Folks don't travel much anymore. I can exchange money if you need, for a small fee. Mydle, her sharp mind noting his words, asks,
Why has business slowed? We've heard of disappearances in Orlane.
Haskali sighs. People are leaving or just vanishing. It's been bad for trade, that's all I know. Kendrick, his boldness tempered, adds,
Know any other inns? We need a place to rest.
Haskali shakes his head. Try the slumbering serpent. It's safer than the golden grain. Be careful, though. Hidden details remain. Hidden. Haskali's wealth, including gems, jewelry, and hidden chests with poison needle traps, remains undiscovered, as the party doesn't search the shop. The party thanks Haskali and steps back onto the path. The slumbering serpent, their next destination for a safe night's rest. The party moves on from the jeweler's shop, Haskali's suggestion of the slumbering serpent guiding their steps. Crossing a bridge, they see a large, colorful sign pictures a red dragon with its head resting contentedly on its paws. A plume of smoke rises from the serpent's nose, and its eyes are closed. This inn is smaller and older than the Golden Grain. Several beds of flowers brighten the front, however, and the large, middle-aged woman sweeping the porch looks cheerful. She greets you with a friendly wave. The inn's flower beds and the woman's cheerful wave contrast sharply with the Golden Grain's eerie atmosphere, offering a glimmer of warmth in Orlane's gloom. A small outhouse sits discreetly to the side, unremarkable in the dim light. The woman, Belba Kraloon, bustles down the porch steps, her voice bright. Welcome, travelers. You look weary. Come inside, rest a spell. Magnus lowers his torch, his pragmatic nature easing at her warmth.
We've had a rough day. The Golden Grain was no place to stay. We're looking for a safe bed for the night.
Belba nods, her smile understanding. I've heard that place has gone sour. You'll find a better welcome here at the Slumbering Serpent. My husband, Alwyn, and I will make you feel at home. The party follows Belba into the common room, where sunlight streams through large windows, illuminating a cozy space. 4 customers sit at a large table, their conversations cheerful, occasionally rowdy but not vulgar. 25% chance of occult spy. Roll 32, no spy present. Beyond the common room, a neat kitchen bustles with activity, 3 ovens heating the space, and a small table where the Kraloons eat. A parlor with comfortable chairs, a fireplace, and potted plants offers a quiet retreat, while the Kraloons' bedroom holds a soft bed, a desk with business records, and a closet hiding a loose floorboard. Hidden details. Revealed, Belba and Alwyn Kraloon run this inn, offering a homey atmosphere with reasonable prices and good food and drink. Alwyn knows about Ramne, a hermit who might help with Orlane's mystery. Alwyn, a stout man with a kind face, greets them from behind the bar. Welcome. First glass of wine's on the house, my homemade special. The party accepts and the wine is exceptional. 80% chance they love it. Roll 64, they do. Its rich flavor, a rare comfort. Gwendolyn, her serene voice grateful, sips her wine.
This is wonderful. Nothing like the Golden Grain. That place felt wrong, too quiet and cold.
Brenton, his sly nature still cautious, agrees.
Bertram was hiding something, I could tell. This feels safer, but we still need to watch our backs.
Ruskin, his mischievous grin returning, savors his wine.
This is more like it. But we need answers. Galen said the Golden Grain was dangerous, and I want to know why.
Mydle, her sharp mind focused, nods.
We've heard of disappearances and strange behavior. Do you know what's behind Orlane's troubles?
Alwyn's expression turns serious. Reaction roll, favorable. Folks have been leaving, some coming back. Off, like they're not themselves. I don't know why, but if you want to get to the bottom of it, seek out Ramne. He's a hermit, lives outside town. He's more than he seems, and I think he's a good sort. Kendrick, his boldness tempered by the day's events, sets down his glass.
Ramney, huh? Sounds like our next stop after we rest.
The party rents rooms for the night, the slumbering serpent's warmth a welcome respite. Prices are fair, supper at 2 silver pieces, a pint of dark beer at 1 silver piece, and the food is hearty. Hidden details remain hidden. The Kraloon's savings are hidden beneath a loose floorboard in their closet, but the party doesn't search for it. The party settles in, ready to rest and plan their next move. Ramney's name a new lead in Orlane's dark mystery. The party rises at the slumbering serpent, refreshed after a night's rest, Mydell and Wendelane ready to cast spells again. They step onto the muddy path, the morning light dim under a cloudy sky, and approach a rundown wooden structure. This is an exceedingly rundown structure of wood. Faint traces of a former paint job cling to small parts of the walls, but in some places the bare wood has started to rot. A fenced walkway leads from the road to the back of the house, and horse manure is scattered liberally about. A little boy, his face covered with dirt, is playing on the front porch. As you approach, he toddles out to the road, smiles, and says, "Hi." The stench of manure fills the air, and the boy's innocent greeting contrasts with the building's decay. 80% chance the wife sees. Roll. 45 she does. A timid woman rushes out, her eyes fearful, snatching the boy up and muttering, "Mealtime," before dashing inside. Magnus, his pragmatic nature steady, calls out softly,
"We mean no harm, just passing through."
The woman pauses, embarrassed, and nods before hurrying inside. Moments later, a man, Killian Gade, the livery man, emerges, his voice affable. "Sorry about my wife. These are strange times, you understand." Hidden details revealed. Killian Gade, his timid wife, and their 3 children live here. Killian is observant and friendly, willing to share his knowledge about Orlane. Wendelane, her serene presence reassuring, speaks gently.
We're here to help Orlane. Rumors of disappearances have reached Hochoch.
Killian nods, keeping them on the porch. Reaction roll. Favorable. I can't explain it, but I've noticed things. The folks across the road at the cottage. They moved in weeks ago. Keep to themselves. I don't trust 'em. Ruskin, his mischievous grin flashing, asks,
What about the Golden Grain Inn? We've heard it's trouble.
Killian's expression darkens. Aye, it's a strange place. Avoid it. The slumbering serpent's better, with good wine and friendly folk. Mydell, her sharp mind probing, adds,
We're looking for a hermit named Ramney. Know anything about him?
Killian shakes his head. Heard the name, but don't know him. My neighbors at the general store, though. They vanished for 2 weeks, then came back. Different. Didn't even leave someone to mind the shop. The party thanks Killian and steps back onto the path, his observations adding to their growing list of leads. The suspicious cottage, the general store, and the Golden Grain's dark reputation. The party moves on from the livery stable, Killian's words about the general store family weighing on their minds. This is a fairly well-kept establishment with an assortment of farm implements and cooking utensils on the wide porch. The door stands open, and a well-painted sign depicting a pot, a plow, a sack, and a lantern hangs over all. The open door invites them in, but the air feels tense. Wendelane nods, her serene voice low.
I'll cast Detect Evil to be sure.
Casting Detect Evil.
Evil radiates from within, their own darkness, not a charm.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature on alert, grunts.
Cult members, then. Let's see what they know. But stay ready.
The party enters, greeted by the storekeeper and his wife, their smiles overly friendly. Behind a curtain, 3 grown sons aim crossbows, unseen. Hidden details revealed. The family, husband, wife, and 3 grown sons are cult members, converted 3 months ago. They'll fight if necessary, the sons ready to shoot and attack if the party is hostile or too curious. The storekeeper's voice is warm. Welcome, sit, have some wine. A table and benches sit nearby, and the party accepts the wine. 80% chance they love it. Roll. 52 they do. It's exceptional, and Ruskin, his mischievous grin flashing, asks,
This wine's amazing. Where's it from?
The storekeeper smiles. Local winery, behind the slumbering serpent. What brings you to Orlane? Brenton, his sly nature probing, answers carefully.
We were travelers, heard about disappearances. You vanished for a while, didn't you?
The storekeeper's smile falters. Reaction roll, unfavorable. The sons step forward, crossbows raised. You're asking too many questions. Leave, now. Kendrick, his boldness flaring, grips his long sword, but Magnus holds him back.
We're going. No need for trouble.
The party exits quickly, the family's hostility confirming their suspicions. The party steps back onto the path, the cult's presence in Orlane growing clearer with each encounter. The party moves on from the general store, the family's hostility confirming the cult's grip on Orlane. They approach a small, square building, freshly whitewashed with heavy curtains over the windows and a shut door. This small, square building has been freshly whitewashed. Heavy curtains hang over the windows and the door is shut. The building's closed-off appearance raises suspicion, especially after Killian's warning about its occupants. Mydel, her sharp mind noting the connection, whispers,
This must be the cottage Killian mentioned. The new arrivals who keep to themselves.
Gwendolyn, her serene voice cautious, adds,
I'll cast Detect Evil to confirm.
Casting Detect Evil takes 1 turn, range 120 feet.
No evil here. They're not with the cult.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature steady, knocks on the door.
Let's see what they know about Orlane's troubles.
The door opens, revealing 2 elves, Dorian and Llewellyn, their expressions guarded but not hostile. Maydell, an elf herself, feels a slight kinship, but the pair remains cautious. Hidden details. Revealed, Dorian and Llewellyn are here at the mayor's request to investigate Orlane's strange occurrences. They know the cult controls the Golden Grain Inn, the constable, the temple clerics, and the blacksmith, but won't share this until the party proves they oppose the cult. Dorian, his voice measured, speaks. We're travelers like you. Why are you in Orlane? Brenton, his sly nature probing, answers carefully.
We're investigating disappearances. Heard the Golden Grain Inn and the general store are trouble. Know anything about that?
Dorian's eyes narrow. Reaction roll, neutral. We've heard similar rumors, but we're not sure who to trust. Prove you're against the evil here, and we might share more. Ruskin tries to lighten the mood.
We're not with the cult, if that's what you're worried about. Already had a run-in with the store family.
Llewellyn, her tone firm, responds, Words aren't enough. Show us you're serious and we'll talk. The party steps back, the elves' caution clear. Maydell whispers,
They know more. They're investigating too. We need to deal with the cult to earn their trust.
Hidden details remain. Hidden. The elves' knowledge of the cult's key members and a letter from the mayor with a sleep gas trap remain undiscovered, as the party doesn't enter the cottage or gain the elves' trust yet. The party moves on, determined to confront the cult and prove their intentions to the elves. The party moves on from the elves' cottage, determined to confront the cult and earn the elves' trust. They approach a grand house set back from the road, partially screened by two medium-sized elms. This is by far the most imposing house in the village. The walls have been regularly whitewashed and the roof gleams with new wooden shingles. A wide porch crosses the entire front of the house, and columns of wood support the overhanging roof. The columns have been carved into leafy patterns by a skilled craftsman. The house's elegance stands out in Orlane's gloom, hinting at its owner's status. Mydell, her sharp mind noting the detail, whispers,
This must be the mayor's house. Those carvings are masterful.
Gwendolyn, her serene voice cautious, adds,
I'll cast Detect Evil to be safe.
Casting Detect Evil. Takes one turn, range 120 feet.
No evil here. They're not with the cult.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature steady, knocks on the door.
Let's see what the mayor knows.
The door opens, revealing Zacharias Ormond, a retired fighter with a polite smile. Welcome, travelers. I'm Zacharias, mayor of Orlane. What brings you here? Hidden details revealed. Zacharias Ormond, a capable retired fighter, lives here with his cheerful wife, 2 daughters, and 2 older sons. His bodyguard, Travers Stoutheart, a gruff veteran, hides in a curtained alcove, ready to act. Gwendolyn, her serene presence reassuring, speaks softly.
We're investigating Orlane's troubles, disappearances, strange behavior. We've encountered cult members at the Golden Grain Inn and the general store.
Zacharias nods, his curiosity piqued. Reaction? Neutral, but curious. I've noticed changes, too. Folks disappear at midnight, return, altered. I suspect the storekeeper, smith, carpenter, and temple clerics are part of a secret order. Brenton, his sly nature probing, asks,
Any idea who's behind it?
Zacharias hesitates, discreet. I think the hermit west of town might be involved, but I've no proof. Be careful who you trust. Ruskin, his mischievous grin flashing, adds,
We've heard about Rumney. Olwyn at the Slumbering Serpent suggested we find him.
Zacharias raises an eyebrow but says little. The conversation continues on the porch, the mayor seeking more information while revealing little else. Hidden details remain. Hidden. Traver remains concealed as the party doesn't provoke him. The party thanks Zacharias and steps back onto the path, his suspicions aligning with their own, though his theory about the hermit conflicts with Olwyn's trust in Ramney. The party moves on from the mayor's house, Zacharias' suspicions about the cult, and the hermit Ramney adding to their leads. They approach. A sign crudely depicting a needle piercing the seat of a pair of pants hangs before this establishment, a small, ramshackle building in need of considerable repair. A shutter hangs loosely, shingles are missing from the roof, and the walls show signs of rot in several places. The building's dilapidated state mirrors Orlane's decline, the air heavy with the scent of damp wood. Mydell, her sharp mind cautious, whispers,
A tailor's shop. Let's see if he knows anything.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature steady, knocks on the door. It creaks open, revealing Myron Tweed, a meek, elderly man, his eyes wide with fear. Hidden details revealed. Myron. Tweed, the village tailor, is a terrified bachelor who answers no questions and allows only one person at a time into his shop. Magnus speaks gruffly.
We're investigating Orlane's troubles. Disappearances, strange behavior. Know anything?
Myron shakes his head, trembling. No, I don't know anything. Please leave me be. Reaction unfavorable. Ruskin tries a softer approach.
Do any tailoring? We can pay.
Myron hesitates, then nods nervously. Oh, one at a time, then. Ruskin enters, but Myron frets the entire time, offering no information. The party steps back onto the path, Myron's fear another sign of Orlane's tension. Brenton, his sly voice low, mutters,
He's too scared to talk. Probably knows more than he's letting on.
The party moves on from the tailor's shop, Myron's fear adding to the village's tension. They approach a dilapidated farmhouse, its state of disrepair stark under the dim morning light. This house is in desperate need of repair. The front door, porch, steps, and visible roof supports are missing. The barn is in even worse condition, but the many chickens in the yard suggest that the place is indeed inhabited. The clucking chickens and the farm's decay create an eerie contrast, hinting at neglect. Mydle, her sharp mind cautious, whispers,
I'll cast Detect Magic to check for enchantments. A faint aura of enchantment lingers, likely a charm on the people here.
Magnus, his pragmatic nature on alert, grunts.
Let's see if they'll talk, but be ready. They might be with the cult.
The party approaches, and two men, a farmer and his adult son, emerge from the barn, their expressions hard and unwelcoming. Hidden details. The farmer and his son are cult members, their wife, mother, a victim of the reptile god 6 months ago. They're rude and untalkative, claiming to be busy with farm work. The farmer's voice is gruff. We're busy, got work to do. What do you want? Reaction roll unfavorable. Gwendolyn, her serene presence steady despite her lack of remaining spells, speaks softly.
We're investigating Orlane's troubles. Disappearances, strange behavior. Know anything?
The son snaps. We don't know nothing. Leave us be. They turn back to the barn, dismissing the party. Brenton, his sly voice low, mutters as they walk away.
They're hiding something. Probably cult members.
The party steps back onto the path, the cult's reach in Orlane growing more apparent with each encounter.